Okay, in the previous video I talked about the inline reactor for canister filters. The other reactor that I have that I've used, which actually works pretty well, not quite as well as a canister filter, but it's got its advantages over the canister filter inline reactor too. This is the Red Sea CO2 Reactor 500. Okay, and what this is this has a built-in pump mechanism, which is what is used to diffuse the CO2. So if you can see here, the CO2 goes into that little nozzle there, and then the pump sort of chops it all up, and then there's sort of a pump that flows the water out from there. And I'll take you over to one of my tanks right here. I think I've got one running on one of them here. And there it is in action right now. You can sort of see it. It looks like it's working pretty well right now. I've got it running on a 50-gallon tank. That's probably pushing it. It's probably pushing it a little bit. It's not quite as efficient as the inline reactor, but it's pretty good, I would say. For a 50-gallon, 35-gallon, 40-gallon, in that range, probably your best bet. Now the thing with this one is, it's a little bit easier to set up because you don't need to do any changing around with your filter, and it's not quite as messy. You just sort of plug in the CO2 line into it, put it into your tank, and you're done. So this one can be used if you don't have a canister filter. So if you're using a hang on the back type of filter, this one would be a good bet. But if you're using something other than a hang on the back, like if you're using a sponge filter, I wouldn't even bother with CO2. You're basically wasting your money. Yeah, in terms of CO2, your best bets are a canister filter number 1, a hang on the back number 2, and if you're using a sponge filter, then don't even bother. It's a waste of time. So this reactor will work well with either a canister filter or a hang on the back filter. And I believe these retail for $49, $50 on my site as well. So that's about it for my reactor series. If you have any questions, let me know.